Abalabi baffe abalungi aba Joy Television mbabuuzaako mukyebaleko eky'olwaleero ate mwe abavuddeyo ku mirimu mukuliko eyo nnyonnyonyo ddala mwe ababeera ku Joy Television okuva ku makya mpaka ssaawa zino mukola ddala ekyamaanyi nnyonnyonyo ddala agokya kwemu tuba twayingiddewo ddala nga nze ogakutuusaako Vicky Blessing atoleire naye nga sinabagga kuwa mu bujjuvu kansooke nga kuwe mu bufunze n'oluvannyuma nkomewo tovaako. NCDC yatongoza lebthu nga eyita mu nnyiriri ez'ennukuta. Gavumenti ewaddeyo obuwumbi 7 eri abatumbula ennyimba. Gavumenti etongozza ebitonde eby'enjawulo mu ggwanga. IRA ewa abalimi bampigi abanene okumanya ku insure. Prime Minister Nabanja akyalidde aba Toro Cement e Moroto. Kale mukuliko eyo mawulire mu bufunze ke kaseera nga kuwe mu bujjuvu nga wano tutandise ne NCDC eyatongoza ennyiriri ez'ennukuta okuwagira okusoma n'okuwandiika katubirabe mu bujjuvu.
The orthography provides standard rules on the language's sound system, alphabet, spelling, parts of speech, punctuation, capitalization, numbers, and the use of diacritical symbols. Speaking at the launch held at Abimu Secondary School, speakers said the book offers hope for preserving a language and culture that have long faced the threat of disappearing. They note that the community members have for years attempted to translate and write materials in Lebthur, but the absence of a standard writing system resulted in inconsistencies, disadvantaging young school children in lower classes who are expected to study in a local language for better comprehension.
Now that we have the orthography, we shall be able to see that we supported our children very, very much. Abim is one of the districts in Karamoja region. In Karamoja region, what is known to be spoken as a local language is Karamojong. But Abim, being a small ethnic group living in Karamoja region, does not speak Karamojong. All along there has been intervention to support the early grade reading. The other districts of Karamoja have been able in doing it because they speak Karamojong. But for Abim case, we have been left behind, and that has affected us so much in regards to literacy.
Once the culture is lost, a tribe is gone. So we don't want to be extinct.
The government of Uganda through National Curriculum Development Center is working with district language boards and cultural institutions to document and revitalize endangered languages. The Deputy Director for Research, Consultants and Library Services at National Curriculum Development Center, Dr. Richard Irumba said, developing orthographies is critical to implementing the thematic curriculum which promotes teaching and learning in learners' familiar languages.
And the Governing Council of National Curriculum Development Center,
Council Namako gonna teach NCDC,
and on behalf of government, I want to officially launch the level 2 orthography. Division
National Curriculum Development Center has developed and reviewed orthographies for several Ugandan languages, including Kupsabini, Kuku, Nobi, Lunyole, Lugisu, and Janam. Crispus Arinitwe.
Eyo nga tuvuddeyo ate President Museveni yasuubiza abatumbuzi b'ennyimba obuwumbi 10 bayite bapromota mu lulimi Olungereza nga yabasuubiza obuwumbi 10 era n'abawaako obuwumbi 3 ate nga yamazeeyo n'abawa obuwumbi 7 obwali busigaddeyo mu lukiiko olwakulembeddwamu Minisita Balam ne Minisita Nabanja. Katubirabe.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robin Nabanja, has convened a stakeholders meeting with music promoters. PM Nabanja was flanked by Minister for Local Government, Baramba Lugahara, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, retired Lieutenant General Henry Tumukunde, and General Wilson Mbasumbati, Minister State for Trade. The meeting centered on the 10 billion shilling donation from the President of Uganda to the music promoters, namely Uganda Music Promoters Circle, Uganda Bivolo Promoters Circle, and Kampala and Beyond Promoters Circle.
Nenga tatandika utalo nokulaba nti buli muntu aganyulwamu. Kyokubiri, sidelining of some of the music promoters adopted the ISO report on the disbursement of 7 billion Uganda Promoters Circle UMPS 3.115662.
So far, government has disbursed shillings 3 billion to this arrangement.
His Excellency the President promised you 10 billion. And so far 3 billion has already been paid.
In the May 2025 resolutions, it was agreed that the State House Anti-Corruption Unit reversed concerns of mismanagement.
State House Anti-Corruption to investigate why funds were removed from the music promoter circle, although the money was returned with a view of identifying the culprits and taking appropriate action as per the directive of His Excellency the President.
Government is holding the 7 billion shillings and the meeting thought to get a clear direction on how the funds can be utilized.
The thieves returned the money. I do not think that that was enough. Who were these thieves and who was supporting them in the government?
Government has committed to support the music and art industry during this engagement.
But what our group in the cooperatives has been doing has been to organize them so that they have good governance, good board members, and then so that sente zitugenda kubawa zisobole okuyamba abantu bonna for the reason they ask for it. And wasabye bwemuva wano zino sente z'omwazifunye zagenze nezange mugenda kuzipangira muorganizing mukole mundage ebyo mwagala kukola ng'ekyo kyengambye. You have to make a very powerful recording studio, state of the art.
After receiving commitments reports from all the three promoter circles, government has okayed the payment of the remaining funds.
The meeting has been held today. The money and what we are going to use the money for has been identified and everything is clear. So today I'm signing a letter so that you can have access to your money.
Kampala and Beyond will get 1 billion, another circle will get 2.8 billion, another circle will get 2.6 billion based on number. But I want to thank in a special way His Excellency the President for giving these promoters whom I belong to, the promoters family, for giving them city capital so that they can promote art and music in Uganda.
Robert Onyango.
Ate gavumenti etongoza olukungaana olw'eggwanga olw'okukuuma ebitonde ebyenjawulo okusobola okuyimirizaawo enkulaakulana ey'ebyobulambuzi. Katubirabe mu bujjuvu.
Uganda's wildlife and natural ecosystems are the backbone for Uganda's tourism industry, accounting for more than 70% revenue. But conservationists warn that climate change, habitat loss, poaching and growing human-wildlife conflicts are threatening the biodiversity. Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, Uganda Wildlife Authority and the Uganda Wildlife Research and Training College have launched the National Biodiversity Conservation Conference.
Nature-related tourism products account for over 70% of the revenue that tourism generates, right from gorilla, going to national parks and all the places. We all know that we live currently in a world where climate change is real. It has brought lots of challenges, And as a result of climate change, the habitats change, and when habitats change, the wildlife leave their natural locations and they come migrating to communities, resulting into widespread human-wildlife conflict. So we are here to gather scientists, to bring researchers and bring policymakers so that we are able to conserve the nature.
Scientists, researchers and policymakers discussed practical solutions to conservation challenges.
This is a great opportunity because there are many threats that are inflicting on our biodiversity, our wildlife, and these threats and gaps must be closed by using empirical data and evidence that is picked from research. It's important that we get evidence from the data that the researchers have collected for us to be able to use that empirical evidence and their recommendations for us to be able to solve the problems that we are having that are afflicting biodiversity and wildlife in particular.
Research will address growing human-wildlife conflicts which affect communities living near protected areas.
Human beings, as we are, we depend on wildlife resources. It's very important to make sure that we protect what we thrive on. So as a research institution, we have started the journey. We are doing research in wildlife ecology. We are doing research in invasives, which are really problematic to the national parks currently.
On the overall, environmental changes seem to have affected several ecosystems where invasive plant species and shrinking habitats are forcing wildlife into human settlements.
We need, besides the traditional conservation, we also need to think about the welfare of the animals. So we are beginning to see themes emerging around One Health, which is a new and emerging area.
So, stronger collaboration between government institutions, researchers and local communities will protect Uganda's biodiversity to sustain tourism growth.
Eyo wetuvaayo ate olwaleero ge mazaalibwa aga First Lady Minisita w'ebyenjigiriza n'emizannyo Janet Kataha Museveni nga waneeno ebibiina n'ebibiina ebyenjawulo bitegese ebikujjuko okutuusa okusiima n'okussa ekitiibwa nga wano basiimye enkola enkola ebyamaanyi byayongeddeko mu ggwanga lyaffe.
Today marks the 78th birthday of the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, with different groups and organizations organizing celebrations to honor and appreciate her contribution.
The power of service and patriotism. May God continue to bless her with good health, wisdom, strength, and many more years of impact.
The event took place at KCCA grounds in Lugogo and brought together various guests led by State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, and other attendees who praised her for the major contribution she has made to education and sports in Uganda. As chief guest, Peter Ogwang said Janet Museveni has played a significant role in transforming Uganda's education sector through the construction of new schools and initiatives aimed at supporting vulnerable children to access better opportunities.
At all times, she keeps on reminding us, you must mind about your country. She reminds us the history of Uganda. She reminds us on where, as young people, we must strive to achieve.
He added that Janet Museveni also made a notable contribution to the transformation of the Karamoja region during her tenure as minister responsible for the area and wished her good health to continue serving the country.
To celebrate with us on behalf of Mama for giving us Mama. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Mama. Happy birthday.
Meanwhile, Brigadier General Charity Bainababo commended the youth group Gen Z for Gen 7 for organizing activities to recognize and celebrate Janet Museveni for her service to the country.
Thank you, young people, for thinking of this, to celebrate Mama, to remember that at one point in your lives, when you felt hopeless, Mama was there. So we celebrate you, Mama.
We thank God for you.
Some of the event organizers from Gen Z for Gen 7, led by Israel Charisima, said the celebration was intended to appreciate Janet Kataha Museveni's service, especially her support for the girls' education.
She has been a great pillar to the nation. She's a great visionary, and she has impacted a lot of lives, mostly to the orphans. Like when she started the USO, she has been a great champion in fighting HIV/AIDS. So we felt like we as Gen Zs, we have to come up and celebrate Mama.
Participants also thanked God for Janet Museveni's 78 years of life before cutting a birthday cake. The celebrations also featured different sports activities involving various groups including Parliament, boda riders, youth and market vendors, with winners receiving prizes and medals. Joseph Muyingo compiled the story.
Nayenga fenga aba Joy Television wamu na gocha kwemu twagaliza First Lady amazalibwa amalungi ennyonyonyo ddala. Eyo nga tuvuddeyo ate aba IRA bawadde abalimi abanene mu mpigi omusomo okumanya agro insurance. Ekigendererwa ky'omusomo guno kwe kutendeka abalimi ku ngeri gye bayinza okozesaamu insurance. Katubirabe.
Among those selected by the Insurance Regulatory Authority are farmers from the districts of Greater Mpigi, local leaders, and leaders of farming groups. They have been trained in various insurance products and how these can benefit farmers.
Training is to empower them and to understand the opportunities that are available within the insurance sector so that they don't have to retain the risk of drought, the risk of diseases. They have to transfer these risks to other people. As farmers, they should be concentrating, and that's what we are training them. They should concentrate on farming. They should concentrate on their core. Let the risks be handled by the insurance company.
The recently introduced agriculture-based insurance package is expected to play a significant role in supporting the country's economic backbone. The authority has also ensured that farmers with small-scale enterprises are also included.
Agriculture has become important, very important component to our economy and our families. So the purpose of this workshop is to train farmers on how they can utilize insurance to increase their resilience and sustainability.
Us who are promoting cooperatives and farmers development, we hardly know about insurance. That's the first thing. This insurance benefits the farmers because agriculture faces so many shocks which are uncertain and always bring down the businesses of farmers.
Leaders have been tasked with the responsibility of spreading the insurance message to widen the scope of beneficiaries.
Because someone will be asking yourself, this payment is for farmers. For your leaders, your technocrats, who most of the time your SCs and officers are all there. I think some of you will be asking yourself, the reason why they put leaders first, they wanted us to take the information, the big numbers. So I would request you kindly, the knowledge we've got today, we take it to our communities.
Stakeholders trained farmers on modern and technological methods of enrolling in insurance schemes and the procedures for lodging claims.
The farmers, they should understand the provisions of these insurance contracts in the layman's language. They should understand how they should complain in case they have issues with the insurance companies. They should also understand their contribution, their role within the insurance space.
We are dealing with farmers whose businesses are seasonal. Someone gives you the money and expects to get a benefit within a limited period of time.
The sensitization campaign is intended to demystify the notion that insurance is only for large businesses and to assure potential clients that regulations are in place to cater for all stakeholders. Abdunasili Lubwama.
Ate ababaka ba PLU balese ebbago ly'etteeka ery'abakise obw'obwannannyini erigenda okukyusa mu tteeka erifuga enzirukanya y'emirimu mu Paalamenti.
As per the Administration of Parliament Act Article 82A of the Constitution, Parliament is to exist under the multi-party system with the leader of opposition Subject to subsection 23, the leader of opposition shall be elected by the party in opposition with the greatest numerical strength in parliament, with consultations from other opposition political parties and independent members of parliament. However, according to some members of parliament led by Bega West County MP Dennis Namara, they cited that the existing leader of opposition did not follow the law.
Right now, what's happening is that the leader of opposition is not chosen by the opposition political parties, neither through consultation. The leader of opposition is selected from Kavule by some few individuals without consulting other opposition members of parliament.
Following this, they have served the clerk of parliament seeking leave of parliament to table a private member's bill moving the amendment of the Administration of Parliament Act.
We are coming up with a motion to amend that particular provision, Section 8 of the Administration of Parliament Act, to provide how elaborately the leader of opposition has to be chosen. And that has to be an election where the opposition members of parliament, all of them participate, including the independent members of parliament. The same law did not provide how all political parties are consulted when constituting the membership of the committees of parliament. What is happening now? Still people go to Kavule and elect and decide who goes on which committee of parliament.
MPs cite that the bill also seeks to amend on how the LOP can be removed from office, showing accountability of the budget allocated to the LOP's office, among other concerns.
The leader of opposition of that office has a budget of about 4 billion Uganda shillings. That money is drawn from the consolidated fund. Therefore, there must be an oversight by parliament in as far as how that money is spent, whether there's value for money or not.
You saw what happened within the parliament. Every stone was touched. So even those who access government resources while hiding behind elements of opposition, the stone will be turned.
However, the Bale constituency MP Charles Tebandeke says the private members' bill by the honorable MPs is unnecessary.
Maybe they just want to provide in the amendment to cater for their spirit as a PLOU within the law. But if it is in the spirit of the law, in consideration with the law of justice, democratic principles, whichever they are seeking for is provided within the law. So what is so foreign, what is new that they want to provide in the law is not so clear. I think this is a political move.
Both the 10th and the 11th Parliament tabled a bill of the sort, but all in vain, where Tebandeke says Parliament should be respected rather than being used as a playground.
Parliament should not be used as a rubber stamp, that for whoever wants to stamp any other document must run to Parliament as a dustbin to accommodate whichever dust that wants to be thrown in line with fake laws. When making laws, it shouldn't, the law shouldn't have any eye of looking at a particular person, but the law must always come in the spirit of togetherness, generosity, to create sanity and justice within the country.
Linus Ngopek, Member of Parliament for Chibanda North County, is said to be one of the seconders of this bill, highlighting that it's not fighting anyone.
Whoever receives public funds must be accountable because you're using public resources. So that is our stand.
Rebecca Natongo, Gloria Gutabinji, Parliament.
Eyo nga tuvuddeyo ate Saba Minisita Nabbanja alambudde ekkolero lya Toro Cement e Moroto nga awagidde Karamoja era nga alaze okweraliikirira ku bikwata ku mirimu egy'Ekibogwe egyakolebwa ku luguudo lwa Moroto.
As per the Administration of Parliament Act Article 82A of the Constitution, Parliament is to exist under the multi-party system with the leader of opposition. Subject to subsection 23, the leader of opposition shall be elected by the party in opposition with the greatest numerical strength in Parliament, with consultations from other opposition political parties and independent members of parliament. However, according to some members of parliament led by Bega West County MP Dennis Namara, they cited that the existing leader of opposition did not follow the law.
Right now, what's happening is that the leader of opposition is not chosen by the opposition political parties, neither through consultation. The leader of opposition is selected from Kavule by some few individuals without consulting other opposition members of parliament.
Following this, they have served the clerk of parliament seeking leave of parliament.
Karamoja sub-region is one of the areas endowed with limestone used in the manufacture of cement, especially by Tororo Cement. With the support from the government of Uganda, the proprietors of Tororo Cement decided to establish a factory close to the source of the raw materials. Today, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robinah Nabbanja, spent part of the day inspecting Tororo Cement Factory, which is still undergoing construction in Katikikire in Moroto district.
The President is aware we are here. He appreciates your work, and that's why we are here to support you.
Thank you. Thank you.
The President said, Kisanja, no more sleep. Yes. We did not sleep. Yes, nobody will ask for anything from you here. Yeah, I'm telling you. So we appreciate your work.
Yes.
I'm happy that you have employed our people.
Yes.
Especially our Karachunas.
Yes.
Nabbanja called upon all responsible ministers and government officials to support Tororo Cement to establish a cement factory in Karamoja in Moroto district.
The way the President is so particular, let me use that word for lack of a better word, he's so convinced that Tororo Cement will give us some push when it comes to economic development and industrialization.
The Prime Minister was accompanied by the Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Monica Mosenero, State Minister for Environment, Beatrice Anywa, State Minister for Works, Siraje Musa Ali, and Minister for Karamoja Affairs, John Baptist Roki.
In as far as Karamoja is concerned, the main hurdle, which was stifling development in Karamoja, has been removed. It was the illegal gun. But His Excellency the President took a decisive action to remove all the illegal guns. By now we would be here. Here all would be fire. You would be scared running here. So we thank His Excellency the President and the UPDF and all security agencies for taking a decisive action, for the dedication, the sacrifice to remove illegal guns. Now the ground in Karamoja is level for investment to take shape. And
for the investors that we have around the globe, I would like to tell them, come and invest in Uganda. There is no other country safe, secure and steady how the development happens in this country. So please kindly consider Uganda as your first priority to invest in Africa. And if it is East Africa, it has to be Uganda.
We are supposed to construct a 132 kV transmission line. The ministry has already transferred 80 billion to ETCL.
We have been the one on the ground, and I'm happy to hear from my son Manesh that the cooperation and involvement with the investor is 100%. And they don't have any doubt that we have given them maximum cooperation as directed by His Excellency the President.
So on behalf of the President
of
the Republic of Uganda, it is my honor to officially launch the construction of this dam is called Katikeke Dam.
And it will impound 1 billion liters.
Yes.
1 billion. 1 billion liters. When it rains and it is full and starts spilling, it will impound 1 billion liters. So if it is full, even if it doesn't rain for 2.5 years, I'll still be supplying water to the factory without any problem.
Good. Thank you.
That's great.
That's good.
Nabbanja also raised concerns regarding the shoulder works which was done on Moroto Road. Some section of the road constructed about 5 years ago is already peeling off.
This road is very new. You, the contractors who are coming here to give us for the work, to take our money and repatriate it. Now, the company that did that work, for me, I'm going to call them to come and see. You cannot come and steal our country and our watch. They're still here. I'm telling you, this must stop. How do you give us a road and just 5 years it's not there? This time we are going to make a value for money audit on that road.
Mubadde balabi balungi nnyo ddala era musaana ekirabo eky'amaanyi nnyo ddala naye nga teweerabira ku subscribinga ku YouTube channel yaffe eya Joy Media ate n'ekirala teweerabira ku sharingirako munno omulala n'asobola okuba nga alabako agookya oba ne programs ze endala z'aba amisinze okulaba n'asobola okuba nga aziddamu naye nga okusubscribinga kirungi nnyo ddala ate naawe kikuyambako nti program ebeera nga ezzeeko osobola okuba nga ofuna ka pop-up notification n'osobola okuba nga ogiraba osanga oba oba weerabidde obudde bw'eyo program so mbadde nsaba osubscribinge ku YouTube channel yaffe eya Joy Media ojja kuba okoze kyamaanyi nnyo ate ojja kuba okoze kirungi nnyo ddala mubadde balabi balungi okuva gye twatandikidde mpaka essaawa zino mu mawulire agookya era nga ngamba mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala ekitiibwa tukiddiza Mukama agookya kwemu gakumi wano nze Vicky Blessing atoleire mbagala nnyo mweraba